Hey, 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 happy Monday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. So tonight is Monday, October 7th, 2019. This is episode 377 of The Daily Dope. So, do you want to point out? It's a very, very casual show. If this is the first time you're ever checking out the stream or watching after the fact, it's not rocket surgery by any stretch of the imagination, or brain science, I guess we could say. So I just kick back and kind of share some tabletop gaming news of the day. Because this is live, if you are watching live, chat is available on YouTube. It's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, fire away. I will respond. I see that Dan from No Enemies here. The Duce is already in chat. Good to see you, Dan. So I also want to point out that if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. If you check out some of the videos on the Gaming Gang channel, by all means, if you dig them, please subscribe. If you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you when the stream goes live, but it'll also notify you when I upload new videos, like my unboxings and reviews and page throughs and so on and so forth. So don't forget, tell a friend, tell two friends, please, please. Oh. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. But now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Whew, so, all right, so it's Monday. Got some cool news. Got something else I'll chat about a little bit. Not not gonna go like off on a rant or pontificate or something. But I did get something in the mail that's pretty cool, which will actually open up a new contest. Yes, I know some people like when I give things away. So, anyway, one thing I do want to point out, I had all these videos planned to shoot this weekend and didn't get any of them done. There are things going on family-wise. It wasn't me personally, so it's not something I feel at liberty to discuss. If it was me, I would just tell you. I mean, I have a heart attack and I tell you. Like, hey, I'm doing some cardiovascular rehab. I tell you, I'm pretty transparent as far as that goes. But not when it's somebody else in the family. So, but that took up a lot of time. Plus, I did the migration to a new server. Same company, but new server. New kind of behind the scenes control panel. And it was just a bunch of problems. First of all, the database that basically holds the contents of the entire website, all, I don't know, 9,000 articles and 600 and some reviews and everything else, all those images, the database was not transferring over correctly. So I had to mess around with the hosting company with that. Then once that was finally fixed, then the email wasn't working right. So I had to mess around with that. So yeah, just had a bunch of stuff going on. So the videos I was planning on getting done this weekend did not get done. I am going to shoot, I think a couple after I do the show tonight. So because I got news, but it's not like huge, big long 10-minute news segments and things like that for each item, I should say. So yeah, just a weird weekend. And then of course I had to watch my Bears lose. Ridiculous. But then at least I had the Braves beat the Cardinals yesterday, so that was good. Although Cardinals just won to tie up the series. interesting series in the NLCS, or whatever they call that series, right? So anyway, so let's jump on into the news because I've got a good selection of news today for pretty much all different gamers out there. I know I've got a couple of news pieces that Dan will enjoy. He probably already knows all about them, but I will share them regardless. But first off, Lucky Duck Games is pretty busy. They've got a lot of releases. They've got another board game. I guess I should say it's a card game that's coming out in partnership with Celsius Online. It's arriving in November, and I've got the dope on Mutants. In Mutants, 2 to 4 players have to mix and match genetics to create the ultimate warriors and demonstrate their prowess in the arena. By dominating in the arena and freezing the most valuable mutants, you gain prestige. And whoever collects the most prestige, you guessed it, wins. In each round, players take turns until all players have used every card in their hand. At the end of the round, the player whose token is closest to the top space of the arena track scores prestige based on the round track. The game proceeds in this way for 5 rounds, after which players reveal their archives and gain additional prestige based on the freeze value of the mutants they have placed there. In more detail, on your turn you perform 3 steps. First, you check to see whether you crush the competition. Then you ready your mutants in play. Then you take 1 action out of the following 3. You can breed, gain a new mutant card to use in battle this round. You can incubate by preparing a new mutant card to use in battle next round. Or you can deploy a mutant. Play a mutant from your hand to your active mutant slot. Mutants is for, as I mentioned previously, 2 to 4 players. It's for ages 10 and up. Plays around 45 to 60 minutes and will carry an MSRP of $40 when it arrives in November. Could be interesting. Could be kind of cool. Looks like there's a good number of cards in that to it. Doesn't look like it's an overly complex game. But at least the artwork's got some pop, so I do like that. And it seems like Lucky Duck Games has a lot of titles that are arriving in the U.S., well, North America, I guess we'll say, this Q4. Lots of stuff going on. So pretty sweet. All right, so moving right along. Board gamers and those who dig historical titles should be interested in a current Kickstarter, which is available from All or Nothing Productions. Not All or Nothing, All or Nothing Productions. I've got the dope on 1565 St. Elmo's Pay. Relive the greatest siege in history. A vendetta spanning decades reaches its terrible and bloody crescendo. Suleiman the Magnificent's 30,000-strong armada descends on the 500 beleaguered Knights of St. John and the defending people of Malta, with the express purpose of wiping them from existence and changing the course of European history forever. 1565 St. Elmo's Pay is an asymmetrical, competitive tactical card game and successor to the award-winning 1066 Tears to Many Mothers, with which it is fully compatible. Each player, as either Ottoman Turks or Knights of St. John, musters troops and resources to overcome the various obstacles in their path before the two armies clash in an epic siege over 3 fronts on the tiny island of Malta: Berjou, Senghilia, and the doomed fortress of St. Elmo. Every beautiful card in the game is inspired by a real person or event from the time, with a focus on quick tactical play and a thematic reimagining of the events of the time. The game is non-collectible and there is no deck building required. Each player simply grabs their deck and shuffles, and then play begins. Should note, when, after a relentless show of strength, the small fortress of St. Elmo's finally fell to the Turks, they butchered the bodies of the knights and floated the corpses across the bay to the remaining 2 forts to deter them from resisting further, lest they suffer the same fate. Instead, the Maltese forces chose to fight with the spirit of St. Elmo's. When they eventually turned the tides against the Turks and chased them away, the people of Malta chanted St. Elmo's Pay, an expression they still use today to mean no mercy. There is a short video. It's a couple of moments long. It is for the Kickstarter. Let's jump on in and give it a closer look. St. Elmo's Pay is over 250% funded. It is for 2 players. There are solitaire rules included as well. It's for ages 10 and up, which I find a little unusual because this is a sort of topic that I would think would be for 10-year-olds. But hey, what can I say? This company is in the UK, so I think the kids over there are a little bit different, right, than kids here in North America. Maybe a little less sensitive. Anyway, it does play in about 30 to 40 minutes. You can reserve a copy of the game right now for a $38 pledge through November 1st. Expected delivery is September of next year. This looks pretty good. I think this looks very interesting. So Dan from No Enemies here is chiming in that feels like he's at a John Tesh concert. Why? Did you go to a lot of John Tesh concerts in your day, Dan? I just remember John Tesh from, what was it, Entertainment Tonight that he was the host of? I don't know much about his music. I understand it's, kind of like pop. But I think it's all instrumental. So, anyway, like I said, this looks like this could be a pretty interesting game. And it's tackling a subject that has not been simulated to death. Yes, I'm looking at you, Battle of the Bulge. So, if you happen to be a fan of war games, and you happen to be a fan of war games that also have years in their titles, I'm going back to back tonight, because there is another war game Kickstarter featuring a year in its title. It's currently up for crowdfunding. I've got the dope on Philadelphia 1777 from Worthington Publishing. Philadelphia 1777 is a war game about the American Revolutionary War campaign led by British General Howe against the American colonists led by General Washington. It is a point-to-point movement war game using blocks with labels for the military units, kind of fog of war block games. The game is a continuation of the series Campaigns of the American Revolution and uses the rules and systems from games previously in this series, New York, 1776, Trenton 1776, and Saratoga 1777. Each turn, both the American and British player will receive activation points with which to activate either groups of blocks moved by a leader or individual blocks. When blocks of both sides end a move in a location together, obviously enough, a battle will occur. The game has some excellent historical chrome mixed in. There are lots of great strategic decisions for both sides in the game. Best of all, it plays in 2 hours, so you have time to play 2 games in an evening. Well, geez, getting a little hoity-toity there. You'll play this twice. Philadelphia 1777 is for 2 players, ages 14 and up, and does play in 90 minutes to 2 hours. Worthington has a very, very short video. It's less than a minute, but it will show off some more of the contents. So let's take a peek. You can reserve a copy of the game right now on Kickstarter for a $59 pledge through October 21st. Expected delivery of Philadelphia 1777 is April of next year. I gotta point out, I am always a fan, excuse me, I'm always a fan of the Fog of War block games. I just dig them. I just really do. I really do like them. So, and of course, Columbia, which is not Worthington Publishing. Columbia is famous for their block Fog of War games as well. So, it's funny, kind of getting off topic for a second here. I had somebody ask me if the Commands and Colors series from GMT was a Fog of War block game, and I said no, because there's stickers on both sides. So, you know exactly what the unit is. Anyway. So, very cool. Very cool. Unfortunately, I don't really have a connection with Worthington as far as bringing you folks reviews and unboxings and stuff like that. Don't know what to tell you. All right, on to the next news piece. So let's talk a little bit about role-playing games. I think everybody knows I'm a big role-playing game fan. And fans of the science fiction book series Battlecruiser Alamo, which I am not familiar with, are going to be happy to know there is a new role-playing game setting book available in PDF. It's from Shades of Vengeance, and I've got just a wee bit of dope. Exploring space has always been a dream for humanity, but all is not as straightforward as it seems. Enter the world of Richard Tung's Battlecruiser Alamo novels in the official tabletop RPG. This contains a full guide to the universe, including details about each faction, stories about living in the world, and more. In fact, everything you need to experience the universe of Battlecruiser Alamo. I keep wanting to say Battlecruiser Yamato, but it's not. It's Battlecruiser Alamo. This does look like this is the first book in a series from Shades of Vengeance, because at least the image itself is showing that it's a kind of like a setting book. So I think this might actually utilize their ERA, their ERA role-playing system. So I am not positive, but I do believe that this is kind of it might even be systemless at this point right now. Because, once again, I don't believe that this is an entire game package, because It is an 89-page source book. It's available in PDF. It's over at DriveThruRPG, and you can get it for $6.99. I know absolutely nothing about Battlecruiser Alamo. I swear, I keep wanting to say Yamato. Yes, good old anime, right? The really old school anime. Which was one of the first ones I ever saw. It was the first, I think, one of the first Japanese animes that I actually watched daily. And it was sort of like, whoa, they just killed the captain? Oh, sorry if I spoiled it. But you figure that anime is like 40 years old, so I don't know what to tell you. Viper Dave is in the house, so Viper Dave is hanging out in chat. Good to see you. Anyway, so wait a second. Viper Dave is hanging around, asking questions about the Player's Aid. Dude, seriously? This is not the Player's Aid channel. This is not the Player's Aid show. Go ask questions of the Player's Aid on the Player's Aid channel. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. I'm in a good mood, even though, like I said, the weekend was very stressful and did not get any of the stuff that I wanted to get done. But I'm still in a good mood. Anyway, let's move on. Final news piece. Because Pelgrane Press has released a new title in their Night's Black Agents lineup, which is a pretty cool role-playing game system. And I've got the dope on Solo Ops. You used to be a spy. You were part of the clandestine world, I should say, backed up by the full strength of the Shadow State. Then you asked the wrong questions. That would be me. That really would be me. Discover things you shouldn't know about who really rules the world. You found the truth. You found the vampires and got burned. At least you didn't get bitten. You're all alone against them. One player, one game master. The odds are against you. You'll have to use every edge you can muster, every contact you can blackmail, every weapon you can find just to survive. But maybe, just maybe, you can fight back against the monsters. This core book combines the award-winning Night's Black Agents setting with the innovative Gumshoe 1-to-1 rules designed for the thrilling intensity of head-to-head play. All right, popping out of here for just a second. Popping out of the news sell sheet info. I don't consider one game master and one player to be head-to-head. Because as a game master, you're not really playing against the player characters or player character. I'm kind of surprised that they refer to it that way. I 1-to-1 just makes more sense, which is what they call the system. Anyway, create your own agent or take on the role of Layla Khan, an ex-MI6 officer who must confront her own half-remembered past as a thrall of the vampires. Use Gumshoe 1-to-1 rules designed for the thrilling intensity, once again, I say it again, of head-to-head play. Navigate complex mysteries with investigative abilities. Overcome challenges with luck and mastery edges. And if you fail, pick up injury, heat, and shadow problems that'll cause trouble later on. Play through 3 complete adventures for Layla Khan, or use them as templates to create your own mysteries. Never say dead. Layla Layla wakes up. I can't read today? What in the world is going on? Oh, and I was just teasing Viper Dave. I was just joking around. So no reason to be sorry. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Layla wakes up in a hospital with only fragmentary memories of her past life. She was left for dead at the side of the road. Who's trying to kill her? Who's trying to save her? Who can she trust? No grave for traitors. A drug war in Spain. Mysterious intrigue in London. Haunted castles in the Carpathians. Can Lila, I think it's Lila instead of Layla. I think it's Lila. Can Lila unravel the mystery that connects these events and stop her rivals from unlocking the door to an ancient horror? And then there's the deniable woman. Lila's tasked by her old allies at MI6 to investigate the disappearance of a British spy in Moscow. Can she find the missing man, or will she, too, vanish into the shadows of the Kremlin. We'll give you the tools you need to battle the undead princes and crime lords all alone. But will it be enough? Find out with Night's Black Agents Solo Ops. Right now, you can snag the brand spanking new 280-page PDF at DriveThruRPG for $24.95. Sweet. I have to point out, Night's Black Agents, that whole Dracula's dossier and the whole Dracula series that they did, which is very sandboxy, which some game masters have a little trouble with systems that are, or adventures that are really sandboxish. In fact, I had to laugh. I was talking to my best friend, Elliot Miller, which if you watch the show, I talk about Elliot all the time. And because he used to be part of the gaming gang. Now he's over at voiceofe.com. And he was telling me about how he was running Dungeons and Dragons for his, I want to say his daughter's 12. His 12-year-old daughter and some of her friends. He got shanghaied into it. So I asked, what were you running? Were you running like Lost Mines of Phandelver, or however it's pronounced? And he goes, no, I was running Strahd, I should say. I was like, you're running Strahd. I was like, for one, it's sandbox, and he's not. I mean, he's a decent game master. Don't get me wrong. But not a lot of experience, and like I said, sandboxes tend to be a little tough. And he's like, oh yeah, he goes, yeah, I was kind of a bear. But anyway, so. It sounds like it's pretty cool. And the Dracula series that they did that won the Ennies, really, really good. Really, really cool. So that is it for the news. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to mention. First off, I want to say it's Shane Ivey over at, now I'm zoning out. They do Delta Green. Arc Dream Publishing. I kept wanting to say the Onyx Path, but that is not who Shane works with, or owns, I should say. I had posted something today, and it was an image of an actual play podcast, and these people were dressed in costume, and they looked miserable. And it was actually a link to like a minute clip that they were promoting their actual play podcast. And I swear, I kid you not, that the thumbnail for it looked like somebody had just ripped a fart in the room, and they're all like, who was that? I thought, wow, this is certainly not doing anybody any favors here. And I find it very strange. And if you want to do an actual play show, that's cool. You want to do a podcast, you want to do live stream, you want to shoot video, that's cool. That's all good. The only problem that I sometimes have is you see some of these people and they look like the kind of people that you're like, I wouldn't want my kids hanging around with these people. Some of this actual play stuff just, I don't think is really helping the hobby. Or not bringing in the people we actually would like having in the hobby. So I don't know. I just thought it was very, very strange. And I don't know how other people feel. Personally, I'm starting to think that all these actual play podcasts, podcasts are fine. You can listen to whatever you want. A lot of these shows and that, every time you turn around, it's like somebody else is doing some actual play video stream, and I don't know. So Dan from No Enemies here has to rock on out. So, anyways, Dan says, don't forget, it all ends in a tie. For the most part, I think that's how life works, really. I don't think you ever win it. I don't think you lose it. But yeah, so I was going to say, I find some of these actual play shows to be less enticing for new people to the hobby than they should be. I think some of them are more of a deterrent to people, because it's sort of like, especially when you get these people dressed up in their oddball costumes and stuff like that, it's just, I don't know. I have no idea. Everybody wants to be the next, like, Critical Role or, oh, what's the other one that's pretty popular? Acquisitions Inc. It's like all these people are like, yeah, we're going to be the next ones. And it's like, no, you're not. You don't have the financial backing to be them. So, anyway, I just was floating that out there. So anyway, I had mentioned as I opened the show, as I grab a quick sip here before I wrap up. So I got a package in the mail this weekend. So I did very recently review the latest edition of RuneQuest from Chaosium Inc., the RuneQuest role-playing in Glorantha hardcover book. And the folks over at Chaosium liked it, and they were like, hey, we're going to send you some other stuff for RuneQuest. And I said, cool. So I got the slipcase. So I got the big slipcase for RuneQuest. So, of course, this includes the bestiary, and it also includes a Game Master screen that has a, as I try to not get, there we go, trying to get rid of some of the glare here from all the light. But it also includes the Game Master screen, which has an adventure, too. So, for one, of course, obviously enough, I will be doing a page through of those and following up with reviews. But what that also means is that I now have an extra copy of the hardcover of RuneQuest role-playing in Glorantha. I don't need to. So Kevin Thorpe popped in. Good to see you, Kevin. I know Kevin is a RuneQuest fan, because if I remember correctly, I think Kevin commented on I think it was the review video that I did for the hardcover. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put together another contest. Of course, once again, it's going to be a contest for YouTube subscribers, because I need more subscribers than I actually need followers on Twitter, which, yeah, I have 1,700 and change subscribers on YouTube, and I've got like 5,100 followers on Twitter. I don't know what the disconnect is. Plus, the other thing I've been wondering is, I've got, the subscribers on YouTube, and a vast majority of them don't watch any of the videos. So to me, it's kind of like, so why are you subscribed to me? I don't do that many giveaways. It's not like I do a giveaway like every week. It tends to be like once a month. It's like, I wouldn't be subscribed to a channel if I didn't watch the videos on it. So, yeah, there we go. So Kevin says, yeah, they got their copy signed when they were at Dragon Meet. Cool, in London. Sweet. So yeah, so I will be doing a giveaway. I'll have this the giveaway put together by the end of the week. So we'll probably run it for about a month. We'll run it into maybe like the first week of November. So that is what I wanted to mention. Anyway, I am considering at some point taking a bit of a break. So I am not positive when that's going to be. I'm thinking I might do it either the week right after my birthday, which is the 24th of this month, and come back like Halloween Eve or something like that. Or I might start it a little before my birthday. So reason is I just need like a week off. I'm fine. Everything's cool. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. It's just I kind of need to catch my breath. Plus, I would like to kind of redesign the layout of the Gaming Gang website. And that takes time. And I don't want to have like the website kind of look all screwy for a week. I want to try to bang it out as quickly as I possibly can. So that would mean that I'm going to have to invest all my time into doing that, as opposed to making sure that we got to show up every Monday through Friday and so on and so forth. So because these shows just don't fall together. So anyway, all right, so that is it. I do want to mention before I sign out, as you probably already know, if you follow the Gaming Gang website, if you follow the channel here on YouTube, if you watch the show or any of my videos, this is pretty much a not-for-profit endeavor. So if you do like the site, the channel, the show, please consider making a small donation to Lil Bub's Big Fund and the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Lil Bub's Big Fund does provide grant monies to organizations throughout the United States who care for special needs animals who are awaiting adoption. Now, these animals could be just a little bit older, like yours truly, or they could have mobility issues, or they're blind or deaf, or maybe they require medications every day. Regardless, these animals still deserve a lot of love, and I'm telling you, they've got a lot of love to give you right back. As someone who has adopted from shelters quite often in the past, in fact, I want to say, I don't think I've ever gotten a pet anywhere else than at a shelter. I don't recall. Anyway, so as I mentioned, consider making a small donation if you do, and if you'd like, shoot me an email. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you a shout out on a following show. All right, so that is pretty much it for tonight's show. I am, as I mentioned earlier on, those of you who joined me late probably missed this. I am going to get a couple of videos, try to get a couple of videos finished up tonight, because I just didn't, things were going on this weekend that I just did not have time to knock out some of the videos that I planned on. So I'm going to try to get some done tonight. So hopefully, maybe we'll have a new one up in the morning. So that is it for tonight's show. As I like to always point out, please, if you like the show, give it a quick thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget, ring that little bell. So that way it'll notify you not only when the stream goes live, but also when I upload new videos. And of course, Pinky is now headed down as the show wraps up so she can caterwaul. Yes, thank you, Pinky. Also, don't forget, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. By now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Everybody who hung out and chat with me tonight, thank you very much. Hanging out on a Monday, get the week off and running. And of course, if you watch after the fact on Memorex, I certainly appreciate that as well. I appreciate everybody watching. Really, more than you can imagine, probably. So I will be back tomorrow. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday night. And of course, till I see you next, happy trails. Zabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-boo, zubba-dubba-dubba-dubba-boo, zibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-boo. Hey, hi, I didn't realize that you were still here. You must be sitting waiting for YouTube and its infinite wisdom to actually autoplay you your next video. Well, if that happens to be the case, I only have 20 seconds for me to be able to provide all this info to you, so get ready. If you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out a randomly selected video, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.